Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, greetings from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It's a pleasure to have the opportunity to speak to you at this Global Compact event, Making Global Goals Local Business Africa, under the theme, Uniting Business for the Africa We Want. This year we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the United Nations, the 20th anniversary of the Global Compact, and the 5th anniversary of the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's an opportunity to remind ourselves of the motivations behind the establishment of the Global Compact and the intent behind the agreement on the Sustainable Development Goals. All of these initiatives are focused on building a better world and looking at the impact of climate change and the governance, peace and security challenges that face us on the African continent. We need to recharge our efforts to make sure that the SDG targets are achieved. The SDGs focus on environmental sustainability and human development are the key areas that we all need to take into consideration in order to build back better, bearing in mind that business cannot succeed in a failing world. And the focus of the goals is to address those failures and shortcomings. From a business perspective, they can be considered as part of the framework to guide product development and investment to positively impact sustainable economic growth, given that the investments required to achieve the goals cannot be the responsibility of governments alone. The COVID pandemic has reminded us just how connected we are, and the impact that actions in one part of the world can have on all of us. There have been severe consequences for public health, and also for our economies. And again, to build back better, we need to focus on the sustainability principles applied to the core businesses and supply chains of the businesses that are present here today. Our continent has projected for itself grand ambitions in Agenda 2063 and aims to create the Africa we want, an integrated, peaceful, and prosperous continent. Next year, it is envisaged that trading under the Continental Free Trade Area will begin. However, to achieve our dreams of progress and prosperity, we also need to have peace, justice, and strong institutions to promote effective governance and the rule of law, built on the respect for human rights and inclusivity, to promote social stability in our multi-ethnic, multi-religious, and multicultural societies. Africa does not need strong men. Africa needs strong institutions. And the partnership between government, business, civil society and non-governmental organizations, our continental, regional and sub-regional organizations, multilateral institutions, and development actors is critical to build the governance framework to create the Africa we want. The demonstration of ethical leadership and good governance through values-based strategies are key to addressing the fundamental development challenges that we need to overcome in order to have a prosperous continent. We cannot afford to go backwards. And that is the reason why this year's edition of the 2020 Ibrahim Index of Governance makes for sobering reading and challenges all of us to look at what we can do to ensure that we continue to move forwards and make progress. We need to focus on making the 10 principles of the Global Compact and the SDGs part of the framework that guides the growth and development of business across our continent. And that also means supporting the development of national, sub-regional and regional value chains, recognizing that small and medium enterprises that are part of the supply chains of larger businesses require additional support through the provision of the requisite technical expertise and assistance to be able to apply the sustainability principles to their businesses as well. That will be key to integrating the global goals and making them local across Africa. We are coming out of a global health crisis, and with the development of vaccines, finally there is light at the end of the tunnel. We hope that the necessary efforts will be made to make these vaccines affordable and available across the world, and especially in Africa. We should use the recovery from this crisis as an opportunity to utilize the energy of entrepreneurship, the creativity, innovations, and adaptations that come from the quest to create sustainable products and services that are relevant to the needs of our people. We should encourage more trade and connectivity across the continent, create decent jobs, and provide opportunities for all, especially women and young people. And we must strengthen the engagement and cooperation between government, the private sector, and all key stakeholders to build the institutional foundations to create the Africa that we want. We can make this happen as we focus on building and strengthening our partnerships. I want to wish you all the best in your deliberations and trust that the takeaways from this meeting will develop inclusive, relevant, and sustainable, uniquely African solutions to achieve the global goals. Thank you very much.